Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.
Hello family, let's twist a recipe again. So this dish is inspired by the classic Ghanaian red, or may I say bean stew. And if you haven't tried it, it's a must try. I'd leave a link in the description box. So yes, you can familiarize yourself with the flavors that I'm talking about. Today, instead of using black eye beans, I'm using white kidney beans. Absolutely. Now this will be available on Buy in Ndudu, yes, soon. So definitely I'll leave a link as well in the description box so you can join our mailing list. So of course the white kidney beans, once it's dry, that's what it looks like, and once you soak it, it plumps up as beautiful as that. Now by soaking it, that cuts your cooking time in half. Absolutely. A minimum of about 3 hours using lukewarm water. That'd be great. Now, if you watch my previous recipe, I did show you how to fry your steak perfectly. So it's the rest of the oil that I'm using for this recipe. So already there's flavor infused in the oil. And as you can tell, I've just added my banana shallots. And of course, you can use any onion of your choosing. And the oil does include 2 sprigs of rosemary. That's fresh rosemary that I got from my garden. Equally, you can use your dry rosemary. The next ingredient will be my tomato puree, or may I say tomato paste. And on that medium to low heat, I'm going to be frying this for at least about 5 minutes, just to allow that infusion to take place. Now, if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if you do like what you see, please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and also activate your notifications to all. So whenever I upload a new video, you are notified of it. Now, what I'm doing is adding my soaked beans. So usually one would, cook their beans separately and make the stew and mix it all together. No, this is a no wahala straight dish. We are just going to be cooking this in a one pot, I say. But in this case, it's not a pot, it's a frying pan. Traditionally in Ghana, when one makes bean stew, you will find the salted tilapia fish, which is locally known as Kobe. Now here I've got a salmon version that I have salted. Now if you do want this recipe, please leave your comments below and then I will make it available to all of you. But here's my salted salmon, and I'll just be cutting a few slices and I will be adding that to my beans. At this point, I need to add my stock. You can use your normal water, but I'm using chicken stock. And that just adds that depth of flavor. So now I'm going to allow this to simmer. And at some point, I will be adding some water as well, because we're going to be cooking this for about 40 minutes until it's nice and soft. This is not any other food. This is Ndudu by Fafa. Notification gang, how you all doing? Kwabena, salamatu. You guys are just incredible. Joy style of cooking. You're always there for me, Cynthia Boateng. You know what? If I haven't mentioned your name, it's just because I've got limited time here, but you all know yourselves. You guys are doing incredibly well. So here, yes, it looks like this is good. So I'm taking the stalks of the rosemary out, and so the bay leaves that were in the chicken stock. So they're also going to come out, but before that I'm adding my holy grail, which is made out of my aniseed, ginger, garlic, and onion. Incredible. And here I'm just adding my salt to taste. Now bearing in mind that I did add the salted salmon, so I have to be careful with the amount of salt that I do add. But also by adding the holy grail of my spice blend almost at the end, it just livens up the flavor. So look at how creamy and beautiful this is. And when we're talking about flavor, it's definitely flavor packed, because we have the residue of the oil which I used in frying the steak, and also that oil included some butter. So yes, you can watch that. As I mentioned, I'll leave a link in the description box so you can watch how to make your steak as well. And just when it's about to end, you had to rain some onions. Yeah, I am addicted to onions. And for that smoky flavor, just to finish it off, I'm just adding some smoked paprika, carefully mixing everything together, allowing that infusion to take place, allowing one's mouth to salivate. Exactly. And oh, can you see the star anise there? Yes, I just hit that. I don't even know why I hit that. Now, if you do not have the white kidney beans and you do have the red kidney beans, you can try that as well. It would equally work with this recipe. This almost looks done. I'm just going to allow it to simmer whilst I move on to my next step. So I'm going to be frying some plantain. Yes, plantain. I mean, under normal circumstances, one should use a chopping board so that one doesn't hurt themselves. But it's just the way like Mama taught me. So it's like shabu shabu, you had to just like get this done over and done with, no ketchup here. But yes, so once I've sliced my plantain, as you can see, I'm adding my salt to taste, and to that I'm also going to be adding a little bit of water. So I'm just going to be washing the plantain in that salty water. I'm going to discard that water, and I will then be using my kitchen paper towel to get rid of any excess moisture. Yes, and the reason being is because, of course, I'm going to be frying it. So to my frying pan, I've added my preferred oil, and that is hot. So now I'm adding my plantain. And guess what? Because I did take all the moisture out, it's not spitting anywhere. And this is going to be frying beautifully for about 5 to 7 minutes. So you're going to be frying this until it's golden brown. Traditionally, gari, which is made out of fermented grated cassava that is fried, is served alongside the red or the Guinean bean stew. So I'm going to emulate that by using focaccia, which I have covered that recipe, and also how I made my breadcrumbs out of the focaccia. The focaccia has that fermentation, which is similar in flavor profile to gari. And of course, once you have it in that breadcrumb consistency, it also has that texture that gari also has. So here we have it. And I'll leave a link in the description box as to how I made the focaccia and also how I turned the focaccia into my breadcrumbs. Now is the time for me to serve this dish. The bean stew just looks beautiful. So of course to my plate I've added my golden fried plantain. Now how do you like your plantain? Golden blush? Do you like it like on the darker side? Yeah, leave your comments below. I'd like to hear that. And here we have the beans. Look at how beautiful, nice and soft and just yeah. And here, let me just sprinkle my, would I say fake gari? Alright, so my focaccia breadcrumbs all over this. Now this is a dish that has all the flavors that you do need, and particularly pays homage to the flavors of the original recipe, which is the Guinean red. And look at this. One pot dish for the family. Yes, everybody gets their bowl and, serve themselves. Now, don't you worry about the list of ingredients and measurements because you'll find it on my blog, fafagilberts.com, and I'll leave a link in the description box that takes you directly to that recipe. Now, you find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as Ndudu by Fafa. So pass by and say hi. Noel, thank you very much for my theme song. And on to my next recipe, kings and queens. Take care of you, be nice, be beautiful, be your gorgeous self, and always remember this. I love you for you. Thank you very much for gracing me with your presence today. You're loved.